Hey guys, and welcome back to Tommy's StarCraft. This is your host Tommy with another StarCraft 2 replay this time for you guys. This game has been played in the year 2021 in July, so a very recent replay here in between these two pro players. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we have spawning here in the upper right, in the red, it is Probe from Australia. And his opponent here spawning in the lower left in the blue, it is Scarlett from Canada, but she's currently living in South Korea, like many of you guys know. So let's just see what is going to happen here. Protoss versus Zerg, as we already see an early move out here by Probe with his Probe here actually. So just like many Protosses, he's very likely going to be annoying this here and just going to cancel here the timing from Scarlett to move out here with her expansion. And Scarlett, of course, reacting to that, immediately going for the second expansion point in here. So a nice early annoyance here by Probe. Let's just see exactly what his next move are going to be. Of course, many Protosses are known for their air dominance against the Zerg, with some Void Rays, with some Oracles early on, some Carriers later on, but of course some Stalkers with some Zealots. Some High Templars could also be an option here for the Protoss. When it comes to the Zerg, of course, we've seen Scarlett do many timing pushes here against Protosses, so it could be an option with some Roaches, with some Ravagers in here for her, and some Queens with some Zerglings. Everything is possible, and later on we will see exactly what her options are going to be. And yes, currently she just made here her expansion. The same can be said here for Probe, as he's also preparing here a nice wall in here into this position with a gateway, and pretty soon I'm seeing he's going for a cybernetics core in here. So yeah, the pretty standard stuff here by both players. There's the spawning pool here for Scarlett. She went into extractor first and also expansion first, so the pretty standard open up here for her, as her overlord finally also makes it here into this position, as she's going to see here the expansion from her opponent. Now let's just see exactly when the Probe is going to go for his Stargate in here. Of course, it's very important to have that Stargate early on to harass the Zergling here into this position with those Oracles, just to kill as many probes, as many drones as possible. Now the Probe has been chased away in here, as Scarlett perhaps wishing to do a second expansion in here. Some of her Zerglings already moving here out just to attack this Probe taking so much damage in here, and there is that drone, so very likely she's going into another expansion in here. And there it is, so the pretty standard stuff here by Scarlett as well. She's very likely orientating herself into a macro oriented game, so not an early push yet, not an early push here by her. Speed is also being done here for those Zerglings, and the Probe has also been killed here by Scarlett, so nice first kill here by her, as her overlord is also going here into the direction just to see exactly what into the main of Probe is going to happen in here, what those buildings are made. And she's going to, of course, see that Stargate in here. Let's just check the worker count really quick, both at the same worker count in here. And the first Void Ray is also being chrono boosted out. Nice piling into this position just to detect an early aggression here from Scarlett. So Probe decides to go for a Void Ray first, not an Oracle, as this Void Ray is very likely going to chase here this Overlord away. In come the first two Adepts, but they might try to deal some economic damage in here. However, the first Queens are already here out for Scarlett, so she's doing a very nice job here defensively, with those Queens also spreading her creep all around the map. She's of course known for her nice creep spread in here, so yeah, the Overlord is going to be killed here by this Void Ray. So nice early game here by both players. Another gateway is being added in here, and yeah, let's have a look what exactly is going to happen, as gas is also being spawned in here. So not an early aggression here by both players. Both players are just preparing their macro game, and at the 4-minute clock we have here Probe building his expansion into this position. And yeah, let's have a look how Scarlett is going to react to that. Perhaps she's going to send some Zerglings into this position just to harass the mineral line. The first Oracle is also here out on the map. Scarlett is showing her presence with those Zerglings, however she's just spreading around just to have as much map awareness as possible. So in comes the Oracle. It's going to perhaps attack this position, however there's already a Spore in here and a Queen, so the Oracle is of course going to back off, however killing one drone in here. So small victory here for Probe. A nice snipe, as this Void Ray is of course going to chase this Zerg is away from here. And look at that, Probe even going into another Stargate in here, also preparing his upgrades in here with that Forge. So really nice job here by him. So he's going massive air now against Scarlet. And yeah, let's just see, is he going to snipe here another drone? No, he's just casting a Revelation in here and just retreating now. So yeah, Scarlet, just to check if she has a Roach Warrant. There is that Roach Warrant, so this might be a push in here by her. Let's just have a look what exactly she's setting. Evolution Chamber just for those upgrades in here. Also operating here her lair at the expansion point. So really good stuff here by her. And at the same time, she's actually going here for a third expansion into the 9 o'clock position in here. Some probes have been fallen. Sorry about this one. These Zerglings have made a nice move in here, and they just killed some probes. So 3 probes already being sniped here by this Zergling. So really nice job here by Scarlet. As finally the Void Race will come in just to defend, of course, this expansion. There's also a cannon in here for Void Race. So Probe needs to be a little bit more careful with that defense, as 3 probes have fallen for him. Nice Revelation here into this position. However, very hard to attack given the fact that there's so many queens in here. So yeah, Zerglings once again do try a run by here through, but there's this one cannon in here. And also those Void Rays have been on point. Now they're just transferring themselves into this position where Probe is finally going here for his also third expansion. As slowly but steadily we're closing in at the 10-minute mark in here. So nice creep threat once again here by Scarlet into this position. Really doing a really nice job in here. The Zerglings see that expansion, but they will be killed here by the Void Race. At the same time, nice Revelation once again here by Probe. But his Oracle also taking so much damage in here. Only having here 1 hit point, so lucky Oracle here with no shields. So really good defense here by Scarlet, not allowing here any early aggression by the Protoss, as another Evolution Chamber is being added in here just for many more upgrades in here. And at the same time, she's also deciding here to expand at the 6 o'clock position. So no early attacks here by anyone, just a simple macro orientated game here. Not any strong move out here by any. We see also those shield batteries very defensively being placed here by Probe, also cannons being placed here. So really no intention here by both players just to attack their opponents yet. Very defensive gameplay here by Probe with those shield batteries. And yeah, Scarlet here moving out with her queens, spreading more and more eggs around the map. She's already past the half of the map, and now those Void Rays will take some damage in here by those queens, as she's not going to allow those Void Rays just to kill any more queen eggs in here. So really nice creep spread here by Scarlet, creating a nice highway here for her units. And let's just see exactly when she's going to attack, or if she's going to attack actually, as currently she's just moving around here with those queens just to add more and more creep highway here for her other units. So let's just see, more and more drones are being transferred here by her. Many upgrades are kicking in. You guys can of course see the upgrade panel here and the production panel in the upper part. We still have this one Oracle here with 1 HP, and also many defenses are being prepared here for Scarlet. She's also adding some infestors here, perhaps the fungal here, the enemy, the Protoss. So yeah, really nice army composition here by her, infestors into queen. And let's just see what her next army is going to be, but currently she's just going into some spores. A massive anti-air here for her. And yeah, Greater Spire is also being done, so we might see some Mutalisk, we might see some Broodlings here. Let's just see exactly what her options are going to be against this army composition. Mass Void Race into Disruptors here by the Protoss. Slowly but steadily both players are closing in at a 200 supply mark in here, so pretty soon we might see a strong engagement here by both players. We're also currently getting closer and closer to the 10-minute mark in here, so yeah, most players still on the defense, still waiting for their maximum supply, and pretty soon I think that they might move out in here. Scarlet here present with those Corruptors, Anti-Air and Vipers also, just to cast perhaps some Parasitics bombs, which Let's just see exactly what is going to happen here. She's moving up with a small group in here, spreading her creep once again. And this creep has actually even reached here, this position. So what a great nice creep spread here by Scarlett, as she brings here some reinforcements, some queens. Infestors are still in the back. Pretty soon we might see an engagement. There's so many void rays, two or disruptors in here, and there are some carriers here for probe. So probe going massive air amount, so Scarlett really needs those corruptors, many more corruptors. There are those parasitic bombs here, dealing so much damage here against those void rays. Really nice job here by her, as her corruptors are also moving in here. So many more corruptors will of course be needed by her, given the fact that there are carriers in the air. So yeah, let's just see when exactly the attacking point is going to happen in here. Still a nice spreaded army here for Scarlett, as she's still roaming around. Probe very much on the defense in here. Some big zealots do make it here soon. Now finally Probe is moving out. He's going to clear this creep highway in here. And let's just see when Scarlett, perhaps she will uplift those spores and just move them forward into a better location, perhaps into these locations. Some banelings are being produced now here by her, as these void rays are in some serious trouble. Good parasitic bombs now here by Scarlett. Really great job, dealing so much splash damage in here, and also sniping one void ray after the other. So sadly for Probe here, going to lose so many units in here, almost losing this Oracle as well. And Scarlett is not going to commit, of course, given the fact that there are shield batteries in here. And at the same time she did a nice move in here, killing this one expansion. Sorry that I missed it with those corruptors, just killing this one expansion. Really nice job here by her. Finally the Vipers are taking so much energy here from this hatchery. And yeah, she's also preparing a nice bust in here. So let's just see, will those banelings make it through with those Zerglings? Good connection against those cannons, but there's just way too much in here, way too many steel batteries in here for Probe. So Probe doing a nice job this time defending here the expansion. At the same time, once again, the spores are ready here for Scarlett, and look at that, she's even uplifting them and just moving forward just to have a counter against those air units, especially against those interceptors. So really nice job here by her. Let's just see the follow-up in here. Some zealots are into this position, but the spores are nicely going to spread here around into this position. High Templars have been added. Of course, High Templars really good with their Psionic Storm against the Zerg units. Now, slowly but steadily, we're closing at the 15-minute mark. Some Broodlords have been added here by Scarlett, so she has a nice attack force for the ground in here. So much damage could be dealt against those cannons and shield batteries. At the same time, a nice engagement in here. Those Vipers are harpooning those void rays, and she does once again snipe a void ray or two in here. So really good job here by her, as she's perhaps going to regroup now into this position. Her spores are moving here forward. So many spores in here by her. At the same time, she has decided to expand into this position and even adding more and more creep. So look at that, even the spores are being produced now into this position. She has massive anti-air units. And yeah, let's have a look. Probe is slowly but steadily also moving out here, finally also clearing some of these creeps. So finally we might have a good engagement in here by both players. But once again, Probe decides to pull back, and Scarlett preparing here her defenses. Even many more spores are being added here by her. At the same time, she's trying to bust here through with some Zerglings, but there's a nice Archon and some cannons into that position, so she won't have any success in here. Her main issue, her main target will very likely be once again this expansion, and very likely this expansion in here, but it's also nicely being guarded here by Probe with those disruptors, with those carriers in here. So really great job. Slowly but steadily Scarlett is moving more and more forward. Many more corruptors, and only 4 broodlings in here, but these broodlings very strong unit. Look at that, so much damage is being dealt against those cannons, and nice harpoon against this one Oracle. So Probe really has to make something happen in here. But hold on, there's just so many broodlings now here for Scarlett. So really great job. She just has to defend and just has to hide them back and forward in here. And she also needs to be careful against those disruptor shots, dealing so much damage towards her units and buildings. Finally the Broodlords have shown themselves. Some corruptors are also nicely being added. And finally Probe is moving here out, deals those damage towards those spores, but a nice snipe against this one carrier in here. Great Psionic Storm this time here for Probe, but he also has lost a carrier in here, so really great job here by Scarlett using this ledge in here, not giving so much vision here against Probe. Once again the disruptors are moving out just to deal damage against those spores, so really great job here by Probe. Let's just have a look. Once again, this time Scarlett is perhaps going to snipe a probe or two in here, so really great job here by her. 3 probes have been killed. Good high temperature Psionic Storm here, and now the carriers are coming in. However, Scarlett is healing those Broodlords, and finally we have a strong engagement in here. Nice parasitic bombs in here, and great fungal here by Scarlett, really catching all of those units, and so many probes have died as well, 26 probes. The carriers have also been nicely harpooned here by Scarlett, as she's doing a great job here against her opponent. But Probe's economy is also very strong, so he is going to very likely recover. Once again, a great fungal here against all of those units, even another fungal in here. The Void Rays are really taking so much damage. Finally they're retreating towards those shield batteries. Some Psionic Storms aren't really catching all of those units, and those Broodlords with those Corruptors in here dealing so much damage in here against Probe. The Probe in some serious trouble, as he's losing unit after unit in here, and his expansion has also fallen in here. We have now a transition into some Templars in here, so yeah, let's have a look if that is going to work out in here for Probe. A nice try to snipe here this expansion, but there's so many reinforcements coming in here by Scarlett. At the same time she's moving here forward with those Broodlords and nicely sniping one Tempest or two, so really great large attack here by Scarlett. Once again, those Void Rays are also very low, but there are some shield batteries. In comes the fungal once again. Good Psionic Storm, very nicely defensively used. Those Void Rays are very low, and these queens are so tanky as they're healing up each other, and the expansion is very likely once again going to fall in here. So a nice torpedo once again, so as she's going to snipe this one carrier, some zealots are coming in to help out, but once again she's going to snipe one carrier after the other in here. So really good job here by her, as she's taking here game number 1 really convincingly. A nice move, but her economy also looking very strong. Now let's just jump straight into game number 2, guys. Alright guys, welcome back to game number 2 here in between Scarlett and Probe. Once again, Canada versus Australia. Let me just start quickly by introducing the players to you guys. As we're spawning here in the upper left in the blue, it is Scarlett, and her opponent here in the lower right in the red, it is Probe from Australia. As they're spawning here on Lightshade LE, a 2 spawning location map. As we already see here, the same build order here from Probe coming out here with this one pylon, and already moving out here with his Probe, just to be once again annoying as possible. Now we've seen a great game number 1 here, a nice macro oriented game here by both players, especially by Scarlett with her Vipers, with her Corruptors, and all of her anti-air units against the Probe, who made those carriers Vipers also very strong. Sorry, not Vipers, Void Rays, also very strong unit composition, but in the end Scarlett taking it quite convincingly, as she has opened up here with her expansion. Notice of course that she didn't move it into this place, as Probe came in here with his Probe just to annoy and just to buy some time here for himself, and just annoy Scarlett here, as she had to replace that expansion into this position. Now Scarlett going for also gas first into a spawning pool. Her second Overlord is also here out on the map. The first Overlord already making really nicely and fast here out, so pretty soon she's once again going to be seeing the same build order. The gateway in the front pretty soon will be followed with a cybernetic score here by Probe, as he also has opted here to go for a fast expansion. Let's just check his main. His first gas is already up. Pretty soon perhaps the second gas is going to fall up here, so really nice build order here by him as well. And Scarlett already with her expansion almost ready. Perhaps she's going to go for that second expansion. Yeah, let's just see the follow-up in here. What exactly the tactics once again are going to be is Probe once again going to be annoying with his oracles, with his void rays. Of course, like many Protosses, they really like to engage into this mineral line in here just to take out as many drones as possible. So this is exactly why Scarlet is producing now some queens into these locations. And of course, she may continue with a spore perhaps into this location and this location just to have this anti-air, as the first Zerglings are already out on the map, and pretty soon it looks like Scarlet is going for her second expansion already at a 2-minute and 30-second count. The speed will also be really soon finished here for those Zerglings, as the first adept is already here out for Probe. He's also going for his warp gate. Second adept is being produced. No mining yet here from this base, but as I say that, in come the first workers. Let's just check those worker counts. Better worker count here for red for the probe, or probe from Australia, sorry, as Scarlet only at 26 workers in here. First adept is going to try to deal some damage in here, perhaps snipe a Zergling or two, but in the end Scarlet is nicely defending. And let's just check where this adept is going to go. Of course he's going to retreat here a little bit as he has taken some damage, and there's that nice hidden Stargate here from Probe. But I'm pretty sure that Scarlet is expecting some air, some oracles, or perhaps some void rays. There's the void ray in here, so this one overloading here might soon be in some trouble, as she scouts here the main from Protoss just to see exactly what the strategy is going to be. And like many Protosses, he goes for that void ray first, perhaps into an oracle. Some Zerglings are also here out on the map just to see if, in case there is an early aggression coming out here from Probe. Speed has been done, and yeah, more queens are being built at home. So let's just check that. Did she make some spores in here? So no spores yet, just those queens should be enough here for her, as her second expansion has also finished in here. And the first void ray is going to snipe here this overlord, as we also sorry, as we also see excuse me, as you also see here the oracle coming out here for Probe. So really good harassment here by Scarlet, taking out here one probe in here, and she could have sniped this probe, this pile as well, but then again the void ray came in, so she had of course to retreat. Her creep once again is really nicely being spreaded in here, as we also have here this expansion from Probe. So yeah, look at that, she did make a spore into this location. No spore yet in here. Let's just check her main. There is no spore, so just queens in here, and there is a roach warren in here. So of course Scarlet is known for her timing pushes. Her creep is nicely being spreaded, and there comes this one oracle, but there's a nice anti-air composure here for Scarlet with this spore, with those queens. So queens all over the map in here, spreading those creep eggs here just to create that highway once again here. And we even have a spore now into this location just to fend this attack off. This oracle doesn't have that much energy left after those reveals, and now he has to retreat. One kill has been produced here by this oracle, and really nice relevance in here just to see exactly what Scarlet is going for. Scarlet already moving out with her queens, perhaps just to spread even more and more creep here on the map. She already made it to the middle here of the map, so really nice spread here by her. Yes, the first roaches are also out here, and they're being produced into Ravagers, so really interesting enough. And hold on, actually Scarlet is moving here very far out with those queens, so this will indicate of course to us that she's preparing here at the almost 6-minute mark a nice timing push out here with queens, with Ravagers, with roaches in here. And the first expansion sadly here for Probe, those cannons aren't finished yet, but even if they were finished, the Zerg is really very strong in here. Nice surround here on that one cannon, and there's not really that much supply here for the Zerg. And look at all of these queens and all of those Ravagers here for Scarlet, looking very strong. This one expansion in here is doomed, as there's even some Zerglings here in the front, but she decides to go straight for the second expansion just for those gateways. Notice only 80 supply here versus the already 135 supply here for Scarlet, as the cybernetic score is falling very low. So is this gateway pretty soon. Really great timing push in here. Such a strong army here by her, and there are some shield batteries here for the Protoss, but I don't know if he has too much, if he has that much just to fend this off. Some zealots have been brought, some Probe sadly have to be pulled now, and that is of course sadly here for Probe going to be the GG. So very nice lesson for you if you're a Zerg player. Scarlett showing us a nice move out here already at the 6-minute mark. She was already into this position, moving out here with 135 supply, now at 140. So what a great timing push here by her. Really great inspiration for you if you're a Zerg. And yeah, I hope you guys once again enjoyed this replay as much as I did. We'll be seeing of course in the next replay. This is Tommy signing out.